begin our look at sports on the NFL gridiron, where the preseason matchup of the weekend here in Gotham has the New York Giants and the New York Jets squaring off Saturday night at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Now, I know preseason football is preseason football, but this game always means a lot to each side, and it may mean even more for the Giants and one wide receiver on the men. That's right, Victor Cruz is set to take the field for the first time since 2014, and our BronxNet cameras will be in the building for the 7:30 p.m. kickoff. We'll have coverage next time on the show and a special feature on Sports NYC. First time in 22 months for the number 80 jersey in big blue. Cruz will be a familiar face for Eli Manning and company in the huddle. I say Cruz hits the end zone for some salsa moves. Saturday Night Fever in New Jersey. If you were wondering, Jets are 1-1 and the Giants are 0-2 in the preseason. From the baseball diamond, the Mets have been falling in and out of the race from day to day, but just when you count them out, they bounce back by taking 2 of 3 in St. Louis. The Mets are now 3.5 back of the San Francisco Giants for the wild card lead. St. Louis holds the second wild card. The Amazons showed some life behind starter Seth Lugo, who has replaced the injured Steven Matz in the rotation for the time being. Topping the Cards 10-6 on Thursday, reserve Alejandro Diaza provided a big blast, a 3-run homer that set the tone for an early 7-0 lead. The Mets now return to Citi Field to open a weekend series with rival Philadelphia. Maybe a little over a month ago, I told you that I still had plenty of faith in the Mets and the Yanks to make the playoffs. Last week, I was pretty sure it could be time to wave the white flag on both fronts. And it was ironic because the Yanks appeared in better position than the Mets, believe it or not. And as crazy as it sounds, the Bronx Bombers are still very much in the playoff hunt thanks to the second wild card and a rookie that is having a miraculous run down the stretch of the season. New Yankee catcher Gary Sanchez matched Alex Rodriguez's 9 home runs for the season this past week, but he's done it in 21 games. He is just the 5th player with 9 home runs that early in his career and has evoked memories of Yankee phenoms Kevin Moss, Shane Spencer, and perhaps more recently Colorado's Trevor Story, who blasted 10 homers this season through the first 21 games. The Pinstripers are hoping Sanchez has more staying power than some of the other guys who got off to hot starts. But nonetheless, regardless of what happens, they'll take it for now because his arrival has sparked an unlikely wild card showdown this weekend at the stadium as the Bronx Bombers return to open a series with rival Baltimore. The Yanks won the last 2 in Seattle, and if they keep up the pace this weekend, they could make ground on the O's. Yanks are 4.5 out in the wild card. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. On the links, Patrick Reed leads the Barclays after shooting a 5-under first round Thursday at Bethpage. San Francisco Giants starter Matt Moore, making his 5th start since joining the team, was 1 out away from pitching a no-hitter late Thursday night. LA Dodger Corey Seager broke up the bid. The Little League World Series has been terrific. The U.S. Championship is set for Saturday at 2:30 p.m. in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. It's Goodlettsville of Tennessee taking on Maine and well. The Olympics wrapped up last weekend in Rio, and the U.S. outmedaled the world, including golds for the women's and men's basketball teams. The U.S. men's hoops team closed out the games on a bright note for the Americans, crushing Serbia in the finale. Congrats to the USA all the way around. Those are the headlines. Speaking of hoops, we hit the C-list for a special guest and the game of the weekend right here in the Bronx. This is not your typical C-list, folks. Instead of my usual lengthy commentary, this will be kept short and sweet. Sunday, it's BronxNet versus Latino Sports at Orchard Beach, the annual rivalry celebrity basketball game, and that means let the trash talking begin. Enter LSV President Julio Pabon.
Good morning. How you doing, Bobby?
Great to see you.
Always love hearing your news roundup. If anybody's out there needs to really get to know what's going on in sports, they got to listen to your show every Friday. Listen to this man every Friday. You're up to date on sports, man.
You know, this is why I have you on. I mean, you're kind of like my agent here on a Friday morning, you know.
I just know who you going to play for this year, man.
Well, you know,
are you going to be with Latino Sports? Because, you know, by the way, this is Latino Sports, okay? My man was with Latino Sports for a long while. He was our guy out there. So are you playing with Latino Sports? You're going to be playing halftime with us and halftime with them?
I know you're going to be mad. I can't make Sunday. I actually have some work engagement I can't get out of. But you know, in the past, as you mentioned, I've played on both sides, and I think it's reached a point where I'm going to upset someone. So it's almost kind of better for me not to be there. But definitely looking forward to seeing what the results are, because I know that our boss, even on our end here, and Michael McSnobby, this is like Christmas to him in August usually. There's this big game.
Yes, he's going to probably. The reason he's not here, right now, he's out there trying to get ringers. He's
always
probably over there at the Apex. He's probably going at the Apex Center right now and trying to recruit everybody who's 6'7" and up against us 5'6" guys.
Well, that's what started to happen. We weren't even getting minutes. Short sports anchors not getting any action at Orchard Beach on a Sunday. But lineup of events. I know we make jokes every year, and usually it's great that you're able to come on and kind of preview the game. But I know this means so much more to you, but lineup of events for the day, because it's just more than the annual game as well.
Absolutely. Well, one of the biggest problems in the Bronx we have is health. And the Bronx continues to be one of the worst boroughs, one of the worst districts, 64 districts in New York, 62, I believe, and the Bronx is 62 of the 62 in terms of health. So our whole issue is about, it's a celebrity basketball game, but people say, well, who are the celebrities? Well, yeah, we've had Big Pun, we've had Fat Joe, we've had, Magic Juan, we've had Tito Nieves, but this is not about celebrities like that. This is celebrities like, you're a celebrity. Michael is a celebrity. Community local leaders are celebrities. Anybody out there who's doing something positive, that's a celebrity. You got to get off this thing that celebrity is someone you see on TV or you hear on radio. No. If you're doing something positive in your community, you're a celebrity. So that's why we call it a celebrity basketball game. And it's a family health day because we also bring out the Bronx Lebanon mobile unit. We give people exams. 22 years. 22 years we've been there every last Sunday of the month. And you know what's sad? That sometimes I hear people telling me this is the only time I get a medical checkup. And then we're going to have, New York Yankees provide tickets for us. So what we give tickets to people to participate in some health thing, to show people you don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to have a lot of money. If you walk, if you do Zumba, if you dance, if you jump up and down, if you just dribble a ball, man, you don't even have to shoot it. That's healthy. And we want to be able to participate with that and show people that, a healthy lifestyle, it's a good lifestyle, and have fun with it. And that's why we have the celebrity basketball game. We're going to have a DJ there. We have music. We have dancing. And, we always have fun.
Well, I know here at BronxNet, one of the big things for us is giving back to the community because we give people voice and views and opinions and take it to television. And I know for you, over the years, whether it was having the store on the Grand Concourse, I remember vividly one time, a young boy coming into the shop and, you helping him with his homework, and putting him on the internet and saying like, what can I do for you? It's always meant a lot for you to give back to the community. Just how important is it for you to continue a tradition like this? Because again, you talk about the longevity of an event like this, and I feel like on both sides it is the same for both BronxNet and Latino sports. We're very happy to give back to the borough. Absolutely.
You look back and you guys corrected me because I'm involved in so many other little projects. I forget. I sent you a flyer for 20th anniversary. You guys sent it back, says no, it's 22nd anniversary.
22nd anniversary.
So we've seen kids that have been like 14 at one point and today they're 20 something years old playing with us. And it's just a pleasure to see there's something that has that much longevity because you don't see that too often. Mm-hmm. You see things that start out, then they drop off. But we've been there for 22 years, and it's because of not just my efforts, but the efforts of BronxNet, the efforts of Goya, who've always come out, provided the the juices for us, the police department, the 45th precinct. They don't charge us for the permits. They participate with us. The New York City Parks Department, Bronx Lebanon Hospital, they provide the mobile unit. The guys at Flair, Signs, Ray Serrano, who's doing our shirts this year. Hopefully, we'll have some nice shirts this year, and DJ Richie Rich. This year, he will be doing the DJing for us. So I think we're going to have a nice event.
So 11 a.m.? Like what time are we going to have people kind of get
rolling? Well, you know how we are. We're like your previous guests who were talking about, coming out super early. I got to be there early because we got to make sure that the mobile unit and the DJ can get into the park. But our first game usually starts around 11:30. Then we're going to have the Harlem Legends playing the Puerto Rican Legends.
Very nice.
Right? And, of course, we're going to have Hoops in the Sun. Joe Cruz Jr., who's going to be, coaching my team. And hopefully he'll bring some of his guys.
I know you're going to have some ringers, too, anyway.
And Felipe Lopez, if you're out there, we still need you, bro. So come on over and play with us.
Julio, up against it in terms of time, but before we let you go, I thought it was pretty cool. We mentioned about the U.S. men's basketball team winning the gold, and Carmelo Anthony now the most decorated player in in U.S. Olympic men's history. You know, this week he made a little news. It was all over ESPN too. He had a custom robe, like bathrobe, made that, you know, U.S. Olympic gold, and he was in a bodega in New York City. So rumor has it that if BronxNet wins, Michael Max is going to go out and get himself a BronxNet robe to kind of roam around the Bronx with, saying that he won this this big annual game. But you know, if you guys win, what's going to be the big thing that you do in victory?
That's a good. I guess I'll be able to give all my players Yankee tickets to go to the game.
See Gary Sanchez.
And give them a copy of my book when it comes out on Fidel's visit to the Bronx.
Knockout.
In 1995, Fidel Castro came to the Bronx. Nobody knows about that. I'm writing about it.
Awesome. Julio, thank you so much for taking the time.
It's always a pleasure, Bobby. It's always a
great to have
pleasure,
you
man.
here.
Congratulations to you and your show, and congratulations to all those folks who are tuning into BronxNet. This is the place to tune in to know what's going on locally. This is real local news.
Awesome. Take a time out here on Open. We'll be right back with more.